Welcome to this really vital explainer on navigating the digital world safely. We're living in an era of just unbelievable technological advancement, but with all those leaps forward come some pretty serious new vulnerabilities. Protecting our hard-earned finances and personal information from modern scams absolutely has to start with understanding them. So let's dive right in, because today we're building your ultimate digital survival guide. I want you to listen to this statement for a second. I'm 74 years old and my family stopped calling. I sit here every night alone. That heartbreaking quote sounds incredibly real, doesn't it? It taps right into our human empathy. It's the exact kind of thing you might scroll past and immediately feel a pang of sadness for this woman. But what if I told you the woman saying this never actually existed? No, seriously. She was completely AI generated. She was never born, never had those conversations, and isn't a real person at all. Scammers are now literally engineering these emotionally charged moments out of thin air just to manipulate us.
And that is exactly why this explainer exists. It's proudly presented by the Humans for Peace Institution, with support from the New Horizons for Seniors program, Service Canada, and the Government of Canada. Our goal today is to give you the essential general information about how to protect seniors from online financial scams, recognize common red flags, and build incredibly secure digital habits. Because the reality is, scammers are frequently using things like fake caller IDs, AI impersonation, and these super urgent warnings to pressure older adults into sending money or sharing sensitive information. We're going to empower you to stop them right in their tracks.
Here is the armor we are building today. 1. The AI fraud epidemic. 2. The AI grandparent scam. 3. Spotting fake AI videos. 4. Defending your cloned voice. And finally, 5. Building secure digital habits.
All right, let's jump straight into Section 1, the AI fraud epidemic, a billion-dollar threat. Get this, in 2024, losses from elder fraud just skyrocketed by 43% compared to the previous year, hitting a genuinely staggering $4.89 billion. To put that into perspective for a second, that is literally more than the entire gross domestic product of some small countries. This isn't just a few isolated incidents happening here and there. It's a massive, industrialized economy of theft. Scammers are using highly sophisticated AI tools to launch broad and targeted disinformation attacks at a scale we have just never seen before.
And where is all that money going? Well, investment scams are doing the most damage, taking over $1.2 billion from older adults. This is very often driven by AI-generated fake news articles, deep-fake celebrity endorsements, and fake trading bots. Right behind that, you've got tech support scams, which account for nearly $590 million in losses. The tactics are varied, but the financial devastation is very, very real.
Moving right along to Section 2, the AI grandparent scam, weaponizing emotion. So, the classic grandparent scam, it's been absolutely supercharged by AI. Consider this real-life case of an 86-year-old grandmother in Philadelphia. She lost $6,000 in just a matter of hours. Here's what happened. She received a frantic call from someone she absolutely believed was her granddaughter, claiming she was in an accident and desperately needed bail money. That emotional panic completely overrides careful thinking. The grandmother agreed. The scammers picked up the cash in person, and they even handed her a fake receipt. She was 100% convinced she was saving her loved one.
How on earth could she be so convinced? Well, voice cloning. Here is the scariest part. Scammers today only need 3 seconds of audio. 3 seconds. That's literally just the time it takes to say, "Hello, who is this?" With that tiny, tiny clip, artificial intelligence can generate a synthetic voice that sounds exactly like your grandson, your daughter, or your best friend, perfectly expressing panic, fear, and urgency. And they scrape these tiny audio clips right off public social media videos or even your voicemail greeting.
Which brings us to Section 3, spotting fake AI videos, the 4 signs. When you're watching a video online, especially one that makes a bold claim or asks for money, you need to check for these 4 visual signs. First, look at the eyes. Human eyes naturally dart around and shift focus, right? But AI eyes often feel slightly too locked into the camera. Second, watch the blinks. AI blinks usually happen so cleanly, completely missing the tiny, irregular muscle twitches real humans have. Third, look at the hair. It might seem unnaturally uniform without any messy, loose strands. And finally, check the skin. It's often artificially smooth, completely lacking natural pores or texture. Now, one clue alone proves nothing, but if you see multiple perfect details, you should absolutely hit pause.
And hey, it's not just visual. You've got to listen closely to the audio too. Real humans are messy speakers. We take audible breaths between sentences, we stumble over our words, our pace speeds up when we get excited, or slows down when we're sad. AI voices, on the other hand, well, they often sound flawlessly smooth. There are no breaths, no small hesitations, no uneven rhythms. It might sound perfectly pleasant, but it's strangely flat and oddly lifeless. If a voice asking you for a big favor sounds just a little too polished, be suspicious.
You can actually spot the fraud in the storytelling itself, too. Real stories build emotion naturally over time, and they're filled with specific, verifiable details, like my daughter Sarah called last Tuesday from the corner store. AI scripts, however, are specifically engineered to manipulate you fast. They start at maximum intensity. They stay incredibly vague, like my family stopped calling. And they engineer immense guilt to demand immediate action, like sending money or clicking a sketchy link. If a story feels like it's pushing your emotions from 0 to 100 in seconds, slow down.
Let's move to Section 4, Defending Your Cloned Voice, Starving the Scammers.
So, knowing what to look for is great, but how do we actively protect our own identities? We have to starve the scammers of the data they use against us. You absolutely must limit the audio you put out into the world. Start today by replacing your personal voicemail greeting with your carrier's automated robotic default. Your recorded greeting is a goldmine for voice cloning. Next, keep your social media profiles private so strangers can't just scrape your videos. If you use voice biometric verification for your bank, you know where your voice is your password, maybe consider switching to a different security method. And finally, if you answer a completely unknown number, wait for them to speak first. Seriously, don't even give them a hello to record.
Let's say the worst happens. You pick up the phone and you hear a panicked loved one pleading for help. It is terrifying, I know, but you must follow these 3 non-negotiable steps. First, ask the caller for your pre-established family's safe word, a unique, random word only your real family knows. Second, hang up the phone immediately. And I mean it, do not trust the caller ID, because scammers can easily spoof those numbers to make them look totally legitimate. Third, call your family member directly back on the known, saved number in your phone contacts. Look, a real emergency will still be an emergency 5 minutes from now. Verify before you ever send a dime.
This brings us to our final part, Section 5, Building Secure Digital Habits, the Ultimate Armor. Technology is going to keep evolving. There's no stopping that. So our baseline habits must be rock solid. Understanding the terminology is really foundational to your digital literacy. Fraud is a very broad legal term for dishonest activities for financial gain. A scam, though, is a specific type of fraud that involves directly tricking someone into handing over money or personal information. When you know exactly what a scam is, you can start looking for the mechanism of the trick, the fake urgency, the bizarre payment request like wanting gift cards, or the demand for total secrecy.
Now here's a fascinating thought. Since scammers are using AI against us, wouldn't it be brilliant to use an AI tool to fight back? The answer is yes, you absolutely can.
You can literally use tools like ChatGPT as your own personal digital co-pilot. If you see a scary post or you get a highly suspicious warning, just type a prompt into ChatGPT, kind of like the one right here. It won't just give you a flat yes or no, it will actually help you think critically. It'll break down exactly how these tactics work and guide you on how to verify those claims using reliable sources before you start to panic. It's just a fantastic free way to slow down and get an objective second opinion.
If you remember absolutely nothing else from this explainer today, I want you to remember this simple 3-word mantra. Pause and verify. Scammers rely on speed, they rely on panic, and they rely on isolation. Whenever a digital interaction feels even slightly off, whenever someone demands immediate action from you, or whenever your emotions are suddenly spiked by a crazy phone call or a shocking video, stop. Just take a breath, pause, and verify the information through a trusted, independent channel.
Digital fraud thrives in silence and embarrassment. Please share this explainer with a loved one today. Sit down and have a conversation about establishing a family safe word today. Community awareness and open conversation are absolutely our strongest shields against digital exploitation. Which brings us to our final question for you. Scammers are evolving their AI tools every single day to target your family. Are you taking the steps today to ensure you outsmart them tomorrow? Stay safe out there, everyone.